Now, let me just, for a few minutes, share with you what the rabbis teach about Satan. In the beginning of Genesis, after each day of creation, the Bible says that God saw that it was good. After each day, God saw that it was good. After all of creation, the Bible says God saw that it was very good, very good. What does very good refer to? And the rabbis say very good, that refers to the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. And the rabbis teach the evil inclination is Satan. So the rabbis are basically teaching us that Satan is very good. That from a biblical and a rabbinic point of view, Satan is actually one of the greatest blessings that God ever gave us as human beings. When a Christian hears that, they cringe. Satan is a great blessing? They can't imagine that. But the rabbis are teaching that no, Satan plays a critical purpose in God's world for two reasons, basically. Number one, the rabbis teach that Satan is essentially the vital force that animates human beings. The rabbis teach if it wasn't for our Yetzer Hara, if it wasn't for our evil inclination, people would not get a job, they would not get married, they would not have children, they would not build a house, they would be couch potatoes. Basically, you can look at the Satan, the Yetzer Hara, almost like Freud's id or sup and or ego. The Satan, the Yetzer Hara, is basically this vital force that animates and drives the human being. Their id, their ego. And without this force, we'd be very lethargic human beings. We'd have no ambition, no drive. But more importantly, what the rabbis are saying is that when we have this obstacle, when we have this opponent, when we have this adversary, it allows for virtue. If we lived in a world where there were no temptations, if we lived in a world where there were no obstacles, no roadblocks, no obstructions to spiritual progress, there'd be no opportunity for virtue. If we lived in a world where it was so natural and easy to always be good, there'd be no virtue in being good. The reason it's virtuous to be good is because there are many temptations not to be good. For example, if there was no sexual impulse...
I want to thank Councilman Matteo who paid for the clean key. So, let's do what?
No, not right now, just we're good. Just step back, you're good.
Well, that's the other guys.
Ready?
Yeah, you're nice and even now, Steve. We are changing the narrative of this story. And it's a terrible story that's been written over centuries, the story of hatred and the story of division.